A toast to the morning. This morning, I opened my notebook and wrote one rule in big letters. One day challenge. Use only English. Do everything in English. It looked simple. But the moment my mom called from the kitchen, everything became complicated.
Bella, breakfast is ready.
Thank you, Mom.
Why are you speaking English? Speak normal, everyday language.
I laughed nervously. No, Mom, it's my challenge. English only all day. She shook her head.
We'll see how long you last.
Maybe she's right. Maybe I'll give up before lunch. But deep inside, I want to try. To live in English for one day, not just study it. To speak with courage. To fail with grace. To rise with every word I learn. Because English is not a test. It's a journey that begins every time I open my mouth. Comment 1. If you would live with me for a day speaking only English. Tea and tiny courage. After breakfast, I wanted to try something new. No coffee today. Today, I would drink tea, like a real British morning. So I put on my shoes, took a small bag, and walked to the tea shop at the corner. The air smelled like warm bread. The street was still quiet, and I could hear birds on the trees. The sun was soft, not too hot, not too bright. It felt like the world was waking up slowly, just like me. Inside the shop, everything was small and cozy. A few wooden tables, the sound of spoons clinking against cups, and a woman behind the counter smiling kindly. She wore a green apron and said, "Good morning. What can I get for you?" For a second, I froze. My challenge, remember, English only. But suddenly, every word disappeared from my brain. I looked up at the board above her head. So many types of tea. Earl Grey, Darjeeling, English breakfast, jasmine, chamomile. Each name sounded like a country I had never visited. I pointed to one and said carefully, "One, Earl Grey." She smiled gently.
Ah, Earl Grey, sure.
I laughed nervously. "Yes, that one, please." While she made the tea, I watched the steam rise. It danced in the sunlight like tiny ghosts. The smell was sweet and flowery, but also strong. When she handed me the cup, it felt warm in my hands. I took a small sip. Hot. A little bitter. But somehow comforting. Different from coffee. Softer, slower. I whispered softly to myself, "The tea is hot. The taste is strong. The morning feels calm. The shopkeeper smiled, watching me talk to myself.
Practicing English, aren't you? She asked.
I nodded, blushing a little. Yes. One day. Only English. She chuckled.
That's brave. Most people can't even try for 1 hour.
I smiled shyly. I already almost forgot how to order tea. She laughed.
That's how learning starts, with small mistakes and big courage.
I brought the cup closer to smell the faint, very fragrant aroma of tea. Outside the window, the world looked soft and peaceful. I thought, maybe this is what learning should feel like. Quiet, patient, and a little bit brave. When I stepped outside again, the wind was cool, and I whispered one more time, not just tea. This is my morning victory. Text that surprise. I sat at my desk after breakfast, staring at my phone. It was time for the next challenge. I took a deep breath. Okay, Bella, let's make the world confused. My fingers hovered over the keyboard. First message to Emma. Good morning. I speak only English today. Are you ready? A few seconds later, the reply popped up.
What? Are you okay? Why are you speaking like that?
I smiled and typed again. English only challenge all day. No escape.
You're brave or crazy, maybe both.
I laughed. She was right. Probably both. Next, I opened the chat with Dad. Good morning, Dad. Hope your day is full of sunshine. 1 minute later, I got his reply.
Full of what? Bella, are you writing to the wrong person?
I texted back fast. No, it's me. Practicing English.
Ah, okay. But next time, please warn me first.
I laughed again. Dad always wanted logic. But today had no logic, only English. And then I messaged my brother. Hey, bro, don't forget your breakfast. It's important. He replied almost instantly.
What's wrong with you? Did you move to London overnight?
No, I wrote. London is still waiting for me. But English starts now. He sent a sticker of a monkey covering its eyes.
Okay, Miss International.
I couldn't stop laughing. My family thought I'd gone crazy, but I didn't care. My phone screen was full of question marks, but inside me, something new was growing. Confidence. Courage. The feeling that English wasn't just a subject. It was a bridge. Even if it made everyone a little confused at first. When I put my phone down, I looked at the morning light coming through the window and whispered softly, they may not understand me today, but one day they will. and I smiled, knowing that today my English didn't just talk, it connected. The brave report. The hot cup of Earl Grey tea has now cooled down beside the computer. I think about my work that is still a bit unfinished, and there is a work report left. Today's challenge is not only to speak English, but also to write in English. I have a small report to send to Claire, my internship manager. I turned on my computer. The first sentence came up quickly, then I stopped. Today, what word means complete? Complete? I whispered softly, tapping the table. I opened my little notebook with my English vocabulary. Complete? Complete something? Okay, I typed. Today, I completed a project. Still strange. I erased complete and tried again. Today, I completed a small project. Better, I smiled. I continued slowly, searching the internet for each word. I wrote a report and added a creative idea to the work. I felt nervous but happy. I know it's not perfect. The grammar is a little off, but every line is true. When I finally hit send, I leaned back and closed my eyes. It felt like jumping into a cold pool. Scary, but refreshing. A few minutes later, my laptop buzzed with an email notification. It was a reply from Claire, my manager. Bella, I see your progress. Your work is done. Your creative ideas are good. Your English is getting better. It shows your effort. Keep learning like this. Everything else will get better with you. I read her message twice. I don't dare to believe that was a compliment. It was exactly what I needed right now. Encouragement. I told myself, work hard first, perfect later. The market ride. The afternoon sun was gentle. The air smelled of summer. I had just entered the house when Mom smiled and handed me a small piece of paper. 5 words, a challenge. Broccoli, mushrooms, tomatoes, potatoes, corn, and beef.
Bella, can you buy these for dinner?
Just you?
Yes, just you. You can practice your English. Consider it homework.
Homework? My heart was pounding. I nodded, though in my head I was muttering, oh no. I took my bicycle out of the garage. It was a little old, but it still worked. As I started to pedal, the wind brushed my face, cool, fresh, and full of nerves. At the market, everything looked colorful and loud. Sellers called.
Fresh vegetables, sweet corn, good price.
I whispered to myself, "Okay, Bella, you can do this. English only." I went to the first stall. A smiling woman asked,
What do you need, dear?
I looked at the list, then at the vegetables. Hello, I need broccoli, please.
How much?
Thinking fast. Half kilo.
Okay, half kilo broccoli.
Success. 1 down, 5 to go. Next was mushroom. I pointed carefully. I want mushroom, please. This one.
Fresh mushroom. Good choice.
She gave me a big smile. I smiled back, proud of my brave little sentence. Then I saw tomatoes, bright red and shiny. I picked one up and said softly, "This tomato is fresh." The seller laughed.
Yes, very fresh, Miss English.
And my face turned pink. Potatoes were easier. I just pointed and said, 2 potatoes, please. But corn, oh no. There were so many types. Yellow corn, sweet corn, small corn, big corn. I froze.
Which one?
The corn for eat, not soup, just normal. Seller, laughing kindly.
Sweet corn. Okay.
Finally, I walked to the meat stall. The butcher looked busy. I took a deep breath and said, "Hello, I want to buy beef, fresh one, please." But my voice cracked a little. He smiled and wrapped the meat.
Your English is good, he said with a gentle smile.
By the time I left, my basket was full. Broccoli, mushrooms, tomatoes, potatoes, corn, and beef. And my head was spinning with English words. As I rode home, I whispered every name again. Broccoli, mushroom, tomato, potato, corn, beef. A small laugh escaped my lips. Half of the words came out right. Half, not so much. But I did it, alone in English. When I reached home, Mom opened the door.
You got everything?
Yes, and I spoke English the whole time.
Then today's dinner will taste smarter.
I laughed. Maybe she was right. Confidence has its own flavor. Words before sleep. The house was quiet. The kitchen smelled like dinner. Warm beef and soft vegetables. I sat by my desk, the same spot where the morning had started. Only now the light was softer and my heart was calmer. I opened my notebook. The page from last night said, "Today only English." I smiled. I had done it. Not perfectly, but honestly. I began to write about my day. I spoke English to my mom. I ordered tea with new words. I texted my friends. I wrote my report. I went to the market alone. I was scared, but I did it. Then I took my phone, not to scroll, but to record. I pressed the red button and spoke softly. Good evening. My name is Bella. Today, I used English all day. I made mistakes, many mistakes. But I learned and I smiled. English is hard, but beautiful. I stopped, listened to my own voice. It wasn't perfect, some words too. But it sounded real, alive. For the first time, I didn't feel small. I felt growing. I whispered one last line before turning off the light. Today, I didn't just speak English. I lived in it. And as I lay down, I thought about tomorrow. A new day, a new story, and maybe one less mistake.